Happy spring equinox or vernal equinox, Inner Grove sisters, and welcome to our ritual for the spring equinox season. I thought that with the work we're doing with Dandelion, that we would do for our ritual this month a plant ally journey to meet Dandelion and see what messages he or she might have for you. And I would love to drum live for you and talk to you about a couple other things before and after our journey. So we're going to journey live, and I'm going to not only beat the drum live for you, but I'm also going to lead you verbally in the meditation. So for those of you that are newer to the process of shamanic journey, which is what we're going to do today, it'll give you a sense of a little more guidance. And for those of you that journey on a regular basis, you know that the drum will be your guide, and once you get going, you can follow my words or do what you normally do as part of your journey work to meet an ally. So I'm really looking forward to doing this work with you. I've been working with Dandelion quite a bit recently in preparation for the work that we were going to do for this equinox, and I also want to let you know that I got some group messages for you in some of my journeys, and so I'm going to read those after you all come back from yours, just to give you a little extra feedback from Dandelion from my journeys, and I don't want my journeys to color yours at all, so we're going to wait until after we're finished for that. So I do want to say that we're going to go ahead and do a middle world journey. In shamanism, we work with the lower, the middle, and the upper worlds, but to do the plant spirit work, we're going to do a middle world journey. So whenever we do our journey work or meditation work, I always like to start out with creating sacred space, and you will want to get, and this is in writing too, but just as a reminder so you're preparing, you might want to get a bandana or a covering for your eyes, pen and journal so that you can write any notes that you want to about your journey afterwards. You might want to have some water handy, and also you want to make sure that you're in a place where you're not going to be disturbed. Let's just say half an hour for the whole time that you'll need to get yourself ready to do the journey, to start this tape, and also to give yourself time afterwards to just relax and come back slowly from the experience. Write about what Dandelion had to say for you, because there's so many things that Dandelion can help us with, and so you're going to get some firsthand experience about how Dandelion wants to ally and work with you directly. So I hope you have some great journeys, and we'll look forward to hearing maybe on the Facebook page if you'd like to share if any of that is appropriate after you have some time to digest. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started with our journey work. The first step is I'm going to do a little aromatherapy misting. This is rose water, which is a good all-purpose. So we'll go ahead and cleanse you and this space, start creating sacred space. And if you have something at home that you want to use, if you have an aromatherapy mist, or if you have a sage or a smudge wand of some kind, you can use whatever you feel comfortable with. If you have any of the divination incense from your original welcome package, you could certainly use that, or if you make your own blends, whatever. So now would be the time to go ahead if you want to do that part with me and set the space with whatever cleansing aspect or purifying that you feel resonant with. Okay, and so at this time, I invite you to relax and bring yourself into a place of comfort. Some people prefer to sit when they do shamanic work. Some people like to lay down. Whatever you prefer, go ahead and bring yourself into that position now. And let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths in and out, just to allow ourselves to arrive in this place and in this space as we prepare to do this work. letting distractions fall away as we set clear and strong intentions to be present for our plant spirit ally journey to Dandelion. Inviting in the grounded presence of Mother Earth and of the four directions and elements of north and earth, east and air, south and fire, and west and water. Calling on our own inner wisdom, guidance from above, the sky, the star beings, illumined master teachers, angelic realms. Inviting in our allies and either totem animals, power animals, in whatever way that you describe your compassionate helping spirits from the lower, middle, and upper worlds. Inviting in ancestors and loved ones from spirit and those who would like to contribute in a positive way to setting the sacred space. Being willing to do this journey work with an open heart and mind, to be open to the messages, to receiving them clearly, and being able to scribe them down in a way that will make sense and have meaning for you as you continue on your work with the magic wheel of this year as a member of the Inner Grove. So allow yourselves now to prepare for your journey to the middle world, to meet Dandelion. Know that Dandelion may show up in any form, may not be looking like a flower, may be looking like a human being, may be looking like a color. Know that when you journey to the non-ordinary reality that things are different. So just allow that to be. Allow it to be whatever it's going to be for you, knowing that there's power and truth in the appearance. In anything you hear or see, there's messages in everything. So what I'm going to do is drum. You're going to hear the drum in this particular tempo as we journey to the middle world, and I'm going to demonstrate. It's going to sound like that throughout the entire journey, and then when it's time to return, you'll get the notation, because the drum beat is going to sound very fast, and I will cue you with my voice, but the drum beat will sound like this. So you'll know that that's your return cue. And then when our journey is complete, the drum beat will change one more time and it'll sound like this. And I'll do that 4 times for you, a sequence of that beat. And then, as I said, you'll get a cue with my voice to let you know that it's the journey's been completed. So you'll have both the drum beat cues and my voice to cue you for each step of the journey, okay? So the first thing with your journey is you're going to want to decide on an entry place into non-ordinary reality within the middle world. And that could be a park or a natural surrounding, a place that you currently go to in the middle world that feels really welcoming and wonderful. It could be a meadow, it could be a mountain, it could be a desert. So the first step is for you to decide which place you're going to use to enter into the middle world. The thumbnail sketch of this is you'll enter into that place. You will see a path, a corridor, some sort of entryway, a walkway and an entryway that's going to take you through to the middle world. And you'll know that you're approaching it by seeing a bright white light. And when you cross into that bright white light, you will then be in the middle world, in the place where Dandelion dwells. And so either Dandelion will meet you once you get across on the other side of that white light right away, or you may have another creature, person, plant, stone, could be anything again. I think we're going to have company here in a minute. You want to come up, Tab? Oh, it's my kitty. If that original being comes to approach you, ask if that is dandelion. And if it is dandelion, then you'll go with dandelion. They may want to, he or she or they may want to show you around their realm. They may want to bring you someplace to sit and receive some teachings or to go on a walk. We don't know. It's going to be whatever happens. We're not really sure until it does happen. If it's not dandelion, then ask if that particular being is going to take you to dandelion. And sometimes it can take a few different beings that approach you to give you messages or to take you part of the journey. So just again, you let your imagination be a tool for you. Just allow it to occur how it will. And then what you'll do is either a dandelion will give you some messages, maybe a healing, we don't know, a gift of some kind. But you can also ask dandelion what medicine or magics that he or she has for you that are appropriate for you to be working with this spring and during this season as we move from the beginning of spring right into the beginning of summer, okay? And then you will spend whatever time that you end up having, and then I will again give you that cue on the drum beat about when it's time to return. Then you'll come back, and when the journey's over, you'll take some time to jot down your experiences, and then you can contemplate and begin to work with whatever it is that dandelion had for you, okay? So we're going to go ahead now and get started on taking this journey for you, okay? So let's begin. So now's the time that you want to find what entry it is, what natural surrounding you're going to use to bring you into the middle world threshold, that white light. So look around and find that surrounding in nature that feels comfortable and safe, and find the path that's going to take you to the middle world. Some of you will get there quicker than others, and that's perfectly fine. And what you're looking for is the threshold to get to the middle world is the bright white light that you'll move through. Relax with the sound of the drum. Let it bring you into that deeper trance, almost self-hypnotic state, so that you can settle into your body and into the experience. No one is there to greet you. You'll need to start to begin to journey, to walk around, holding that intention to have Dandelion meet you, or have a guide that will meet you to bring you to Dandelion. So we're going to make our return back the way we came and say our goodbyes and move back now down the path to where you began your journey. Completed our journey. Okay. Just allow yourself to take a couple breaths to get yourself centered and back into the time space of whatever room you're in, where you find yourself. Well, I hope you had a great journey and were able to do that easily. And so if you like, you can hit the pause button and jot down and just let yourself have a few moments of quiet to write down any notes that are important or any messages that are important. And what I'm going to do is share with you some things that came to me for us from Dandelion. So my dandelion showed up as a male, and he had a big mane around his head. It looked like a dandelion flower, but it was like a mane like a lion. And what he wanted to tell us was, we think of dandelion as a weed. Of course, it's a powerful healer and has a lot of magic and wisdom to give us. But he told us to remember to use what is right under our noses, what's easily available and abundant, to revision what we think a weed is, because this is one potent weed. So it's not something that's disposable or a pest or that we're trying to get rid of. That's kind of the rap the poor dandelion has in the suburbs anyway. You think about a lawn, and what's the bane of the lawn? The dandelion, whereas we're revisioning our relationship with dandelion. He talked about the prolific blooming to us. The prolific blooming in our own lives if we choose to work with dandelion as a regular ally. So he was talking about how the dandelion is so prolific, and that's a sign and it's a symbology, but also it's a metaphor that we can work with this ally to help us to be more prolific and hardy in our lives. And when you think about this is just coming to me now, I'm kind of channeling and reading, but you think about the dandelion root, it's got that deep tap root that you have to really get down in order to pull the whole root out if you don't want the dandelions to multiply all over the place in your yard. So think about the medicine and the magic and what some of the messages are of the taproot and the dandelion, and how that could be a magic that you could use in your life right now. Dandelion talked to me about the gift of versatility. Look at how many uses I have. I'm edible in salads, pestos, teas, tinctures, capsule form, sautés. So dandelion, and the thing with dandelion is we use the flowers are edible, the leaves are edible, the roots are edible, and are all medicines, and they all have their own uses. So think about the power of versatility. If you're needing a leg up on your own, needing to really claim your versatility, or if you want to be more versatile and thinking, man, I feel like I'm stuck in a rut, I really want to be more prolific. There are things that I'd like to develop, but I haven't yet. You can call on dandelion to help you to develop the enhanced skill of honoring and developing your own versatility. He talked about the gift of metabolizing the bitters in life, or the bitter in life. And this is a symbolic as well as physical tool that dandelion has for us, because we all run into times where we're feeling bitter. Maybe we didn't get to do what we wanted to do, or we feel like maybe something in life passed us by, or we might have a regret about something we didn't do, or we might be feeling bitter about a relationship or something that happened in our life that is giving us that sense. Well, we can not only drum with dandelion and do journeys about working with where we might be feeling bitter. We can also take tincture or the teas to help to literally flush what's bitter through our system and to work with the quality of bitter, which dandelion is and represents, if you will, and how that does, it works with our liver. It's not only a liver tonifier, it's full, packed of great minerals and nutrition and vitamins. Those deep green vegetables and leafy greens are so good for a woman's body too, and our hormones and our digestion. But it stimulates everything from our digestive process to our liver to work and more efficiently, and not only cleansing and purifying the liver, but to tonify it. Also the gallbladder. So it's got our intestines. It's a powerhouse of an herb that we can work with, a weed, if you will. But we can also use it metaphorically and physically as a spring tonifier and spring detoxifier, purifier. So he talked about being a purifier for the blood, liver, and the kidneys, as we talked about in the gallbladder and the digestive system. And he's also speaks about the gift of prolific fertility. So where would you want to, as you come into this spring season of your life, feed that part of you that wants to be more fertile, more prolific, and more fertile with your personal, professional, partnership relationships. You can think about that and see if dandelion can help you in any way. And then I really liked this one, the gift of humility. Knowing your worth, no need to put on airs or try to prove anything. So that was a great message from dandelion, because you think about the humble dandelion, right? But if you're not familiar with working with weeds or herbs, you might not have known all of the powers that this one humble weed possesses. And so can you take that in and think about yourself? Knowing your worth, no need to put on airs or try to prove anything. So can we take dandelion's magic with us into the next few months and see where we can really begin to sink that taproot, maybe, right, into the aspect of our humility and being really full of ourselves, but not needing to prove anything, not needing to, sort of wear it on your sleeve, but just owning that the wonderful talents, the skills, the essence of who you are, and just being that, tap yourself and blossom and flower like the dandelion this spring and early summer, and really let dandelion lead the way and show you some interesting things. I've been just in love with dandelion, especially recently, because he's really helping me to do some purifying and some working with the bitter aspect and helping me hormonally with my body. So I'm really loving working with him. And I've, just as a little side, I've been working with him on something specific. I'm doing full moon to full moon, and he told me to drum with him every day, and he would come and give me some teachings. But the drum, there's a certain thing we do with the drum that he taught me about, releasing what's embittering, and also to set an energetic tone through the drum for things that I want to create. So it's a really cool, when you work shamanically, it's absolutely, you never know what's going to happen when you take a journey, what the guidance is going to be, but just these amazing things come up for you with your allies. So I hope that you guys will really take to heart what opportunities you have to do some drumming, to play this journey, and to be with dandelion's medicine, because I think some really special gifts are in store for you. Before we close, I do want to mention a couple of books that I do work with actively. There are two of the books that I just find myself as resources going back to time and again. I have mentioned them, I believe, in general, but I am just going to say again here. I know some of you have gotten this book. It's Pam Montgomery's Plant Spirit Healing, A Guide to Working with Plant Consciousness. And she's local. She's in Vermont. So I think this is the last year that you could actually go and study with her in person in Vermont. I know that her classes fill up fast, but you might be able to do something online or even go up and visit her place. I don't know. I know sometimes she does like maybe day teachings, but she does have like an apprentice program. And of course, the classic is Plant Spirit Medicine by Elliot Cowan, who is definitely someone in a book that you, if you're interested in learning more about plant spirit medicine, that you want to check out. He is a gentleman who really brought this out into the forefront of the Western world, I guess I would say. And he pioneered a lot of the widespread information that we have and use now. So those are two books that I would recommend if you want to do some studying on your own. And I hope that you guys have great journeys in the next few months with Dandelion, and please share your stories or anything that has happened that maybe your Dandelion ally will have some messages for us too. So wishing you wonderful journeys and wonderful vernal equinox, and I will look forward to seeing you on the Facebook page in the days to come. So hope you enjoy the rest of Medea's Grimoire, and I wish you wonderful spring. Blessed be, sisters.